Hi, and thanks for logging on to the Daily DVAR, and here's a brand new halacha for you, and it's for Thursday, the 25th day of March. Here we go. Today's halacha is about Yashan and Chadash. You might hear people saying, oh, do you keep Yashan? And that's something you might not know about. It's pertinent to this time of year, so let's explain it right now. Here's how it works. The Torah tells us that in the land of Israel, and that's where the key thing comes in, does it apply outside of the land of Israel? But anyway, the rule certainly for the land of Israel was that whenever you had new grain at the beginning of any year, you were not allowed to eat any of that grain until a special offering was brought for the new grain in the temple. That offering was always done on the second day of Pesach. Right after that offering, then all new grains that had grown that year then became permitted. It was kind of like a wait until we do the sacrifice, then all new grains are permitted. That always happened on the second day of Pesach. That's actually the Karban Omer that you hear so much spoken about when people talk about the counting of the Omer. That's the day that all new wheat became permitted. When the temple was destroyed, they decided that we would still keep that law, and we would say that after that day, that's when all new grain would be permitted. So if you had new grain, you weren't allowed to eat any of it until after the second day of Pesach, the time for the brand new sacrifice, which permitted all brand new grain. Okay, but here we are today. Many of us live outside of Israel. Our temple is no longer standing, and a lot of the grain that we buy today, we're not certain if it's brand new or if it's been in the storehouses for perhaps since last year. And once it's been around for, one cycle, then it's already past that permissible day. So there are some who say that even outside of Israel today, the law might still apply, and some of the grain that you might be wanting to eat might be brand new, and therefore you should wait to eat it until that second day of Pesach passes. And they say, I will only eat the grain that's yashan, which means old. And that doesn't mean it's spoiled or anything, but it means that it has gone through that day of the second day of Pesach. So right now, up until like a few days from now, there are people who are saying, I keep yashan, and your grain is new, and I'm not eating it until after the second day of Pesach. All those people who do that go to bakeries that always make certain to use yashan flour. And there are those who say, for some technical reasons, that the law might not apply outside of Israel today in the way our system works, and therefore they say it's permissible for you to eat chadash, brand new wheat. So you should speak to your rabbi about this too, or follow your family customs, get educated on the matter. These are just like the rudimentary basics, certainly not a full explanation of it. And it's interesting that I choose to tell you about it now, because once the second day of Pesach passes, a couple of days from now, then for the next couple of weeks, everything will be yashan, because whatever was out there just passed through the second day of Pesach. So the yashan and chadash people will be able to eat pretty much everything right after the second day of Pesach for the next couple of weeks, till the new grains start hitting the market, at which point the yashan people who keep yashan will get careful again and watch which flours they're buying, and only buy from the bakeries that use yashan flour, etc. Now at least you know the basics, and you can go ask intelligent questions about it to your rabbi. Thanks for logging on. Log on again tomorrow for more. Bye-bye.